For Tulsans, this building is a local landmark. It's the church studio, made famous by Leon Russell, made new by native Tulsan Teresa Knox. She has lovingly and painstakingly restored this special space to record music history for generations to come. I'm at a loss for words to describe what is Church Studio here in Tulsa. Number one, thank you for inviting us in here.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you are here.
I am often overwhelmed. I'm kind of an emotional guy. You know, I love things a lot. I love this place. Friends at home, I couldn't do it justice. Teresa, kind of explain the history of Church Studio to Tulsa and this community, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you've really brought it back to life.
Well, the Church Studio, of course, started out as a church in 1915. It was Grace Methodist Episcopal Church, but really its claim to fame is what happened in 1972, and that's when Tulsa's own, the great Leon Russell, bought this old dilapidated church and he turned it into a world-class recording studio and home office to shelter records. And it was a really magical time in Tulsa's history when Leon had it. This is where Tom Petty got his start. But so many people came to Tulsa, and Leon was really at the epicenter of that. He was kind of the musician's musician.
A few of the names, name drop a little for us. Who recorded here with Leon Russell during that time?
So I've had an opportunity to interview nearly 300 people that were here during this time period, either as an employee or a musician. So things that I learned, even being from here, I did not know before, like Stevie Wonder, Tom Petty, Kansas, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, the Wailers, Phoebe Snow, of course, J.J. Cale. Willie Nelson was here for a long time recording, Jimmy Buffett. Really, the list goes on and on.
Wow, that's amazing. If these walls could talk, well, they would probably sing if they could, I imagine. That is really incredible. Yeah, we'll put that on t-shirts later on.
I love it.
You have really put some serious love and effort and elbow grease into really restoring this place. Tell us about that process.
There have been 4 owners between Leon and myself. When I bought it, it had been, a little bit run down. I bought it sight unseen. I'm first and foremost, I'm a huge Leon Russell fan. I've been collecting Tulsa sound music memorabilia since I was a kid, primarily centered around Leon Russell. Quickly, it took a life of its own, and I knew it had to come back as a recording studio. So our first goal was to get it listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Wow. We are in a small cohort of historic recording studios in America. There's Motown and Capitol and RCA, and of course now we have the Church Studio right here in Tulsa. We are opened back up as a recording studio, but we're also a tourist attraction. Artists can be recording while the public come in. They can see our archive. They can often peek in during a session as well to see what a real working recording studio looks like.
When you see this incredible archive room, what are some of the things we'll find in there?
Well, we have clothes that belong to Leon, several of his canes. He used canes later in his life. We have an original self-portrait that Leon drew of himself. We have tapes and music, handwritten song lyrics.
Wow, that is so cool. And you've done such a beautiful job visually representing the specialness of this place. But I feel like it is one of those places you could even walk through the door with your eyes closed and feel that you are somewhere special. That seems to speak to the history in this spot. Is that what you hoped to accomplish?
I kind of took a hybrid approach. When the church was built after the turn of the century, it was the people's church. It was built by the people, for the people, and everyone was welcome. Well, when Leon had the studio, you kind of had to know someone to get in the doors. And so we have some exclusive elements of the church studio, but then of course we're open to the general public, whether you're a tourist or a music fan, or we get a lot of church historians that just want to know the history of the church.
When visitors do come, because after they see this and after I go home and after I rave about Church Studio to every single human being I know, they will come. What is it that you hope that they will take away?
There's something really for everyone that makes you think about how can I be better today than I was yesterday, and what does the future hold for me?
Wow. Teresa, you've taken us to church today in more ways than one.
It's a revival.
That's right. Hallelujah. Thank you for having us here today. This has been fascinating.
You're welcome. I've loved it. Thank you.
Hi there. My name's Travis Kidd from right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to be recording right here at the church studio in the next few weeks, something we've been really excited about for quite some time. Now's our opportunity to come in here and enjoy this historic studio. We've all driven past this place for so many years, going to and from gigs. It's always been such a landmark that we've never had an opportunity to actually come in and grab it and and to do something here. So it's history, it's Tulsa history, and now I get to be a part of it. I had been trying to record here and trying to put some funding together since Teresa had reopened the studio a few months ago. I had applied for a grant through Play Tulsa Music, which is a local organization here promoting Tulsa music and arts. I sent them a request and helped fund 3 days of recording here at the church studio. This Neve console that they're using in here has a lot of history. The drums here belonging to Tulsa local legend Jamie Oldecker. There's a piano from Dan Fogelberg. It's just amazing. There's all kinds of toys around here that we're excited about. And so the history from it, from back then all the way to now, is just amazing, and we're really glad to be a part of it.
Coming up on Road Trippin', dessert first? Why not? In Tulsa, there are tons of dining destinations to explore. Plus, wait until you see our Route 66 Airbnb. That's coming up.